Self-discipline is the only bridge between your dreams and reality. We like to think of freedom as the ability to do whatever we want and whenever we want. We think it's the absence of rules, the pursuit of comfort, and the following of every whim. But if you spend a whole week following every whim, sleeping in, eating junk food, scrolling for countless hours, you don't feel free. You feel more like a slave. You become a slave to your impulses, a slave to your moods, and a slave to an algorithm designed to keep you sedated. The cold truth is that without self-discipline, you have no freedom. You simply are a passenger in a body driven by your lowest instincts. In psychology, this is the conflict between the prefrontal cortex, the logical, goal-oriented part of your brain, and the limbic system, the ancient emotional part that only cares about immediate survival and pleasure. Self-discipline is the process of training the prefrontal cortex to lead. It's the ability to make a promise to yourself and actually keep that promise. When you say, I'm going to work out at 6 in the morning, and then you hit snooze, you aren't just missing a workout. You are actively training your brain to believe that your word does not matter. You are losing this internal trust that is required for any real success. We've been raised to see discipline as a cage. We think of the strict teacher or the demanding coach. But as the Stoics understand, discipline is actually a shield. Life is going to throw a lot of chaos at you. The market will crash, the relationships will end, and health will decline. If your happiness is tied to your mood or your circumstances, you will be crushed. But self-discipline is the inner citadel that allows you to remain steady regardless of the storm outside. It's this realization that you cannot control the wind, but you can absolutely control the sail. We like to overestimate what we can do in a day, but we underestimate what we can do in a year of disciplined, repetitive action. Discipline is that compound interest of character. One disciplined choice, for example, reading 10 pages in a book a day, practicing one scale, saving $20 feels insignificant in the moment, but these choices are the bricks, as what Pink Floyd might say, that building the foundation of your future. And this is what it looks like. If you do the hard thing when you don't feel like it, you aren't just getting the tasks done. You are forging a new identity and becoming the type of person who finishes things. Everything in life has a price. You can choose the pain of discipline, which weighs ounces, or you can choose the pain of regret, which weighs tons. Unfortunately, there is no comfortable path. If you avoid the discomfort of the gym, you inherit the discomfort of poor health. If you avoid the discomfort of deep work, you inherit that discomfort of mediocrity. But self-discipline is simply the act of choosing which pain you are willing to live with. It's a trade-off. You sacrifice the now for the later. Self-discipline is the highest form of self-love. It's the old version of you looking out for the person that you want to become. So just stop waiting for the motivation, because motivation at the end of the day is just a feeling, and feelings are very unreliable. But discipline is a system. It's a decision made in advance so that you don't have to negotiate with your limbic system when the alarm goes off in the morning. So build that routine, keep the promise, guard the gate, become the man or the woman who can command himself or herself, is the only man or woman who can truly be free. Thank you for watching.